Good morning. My name is Allison Fenton. I'm here in beautiful and windy Winnipeg, and I hear that a 2025 Forester Wilderness is in your future. What a great choice. I want to take the next few minutes and go over all of the interior and exterior features that you're going to be falling in love with in your new Forester. There's no reason that we start anywhere but the front. We're going to take you through everything all the way from your front bumper mounted camera all the way to your backup camera and everything in between. So what makes a wilderness a wilderness? Well, of course, the increased ground clearance, the increased towing capacity, and the aesthetics. This one is my available crystal white pearl, and this is literally fresh off of the truck. It hasn't even been unwrapped, so that is why you'll notice a little bit of an interesting two-tone white aesthetic going all the way through. But you've got your steering responsive LED headlights. You've got the LED hexagonal fog lights. The front bumper mounted camera, as I mentioned, works up to 20 kilometers, using it in conjunction with your XMode and hill assist. Wheels are still wrapped, but your Wilderness is going to give you your 17-inch alloy with the all-terrain Geolander tires. These do have a 3-peak rating, so you have a winter rating. Still not going to perform as well as a winter tire, but a sight better than an all-season. You do have the Wilderness badging throughout, as well as the chunkier cladding. You have the anodized copper tones on your roof rails, on the badging, and on your tow points. The bumper step pad is standard, as well as the rear Forester badging. Increased towing capacity also gives you increased roof rail capacity as well. So rooftop tent, anyone? As we go around, it is still essentially a Forester, but this is the beefy bad boy version of a Forester. Safety features are always a reason people buy a Subaru, and here you can see there is the 2 cameras, one on either side of your rear view mirror. That is your eyesight cameras. Those are your forward-facing cameras, and that is what works your eyesight. So your pre-collision braking, your adaptive cruise control, your lane departure, lane centering, all of the fun stuff. You also will have the blind spot detection in the side of your wing mirrors, integrated LED turn signals as well. And as this is the holdover from the previous generation, your blind spot detection is going to be showing right here as an orange stripe, versus with the redesign, it went into a smaller format. You also do have all of the rear safety features. So you've got your reverse automatic braking. Those are all your sensors under there, which of course you'll pay more attention to in the winter, making sure that they don't get covered over with ice or snow. And you'll have your reverse automatic braking and the rear cross traffic alert. As the 2025 Forester Wilderness is still a holdover from our previous body style, the hands-free kick tailgate motion that we've had in some of my other walkthrough videos is not relevant in this vehicle. You do have your proximity key, you've got the button on the tailgate, and you've got the button inside. It also means, though, you don't change any of your functionality if you add it. The wind really does not want to give me an easy time today, but we're going to get through this. I almost guarantee. There might be some funky editing as you see the camera shift off that way with a gust of wind, but I'm going to do everything I can to get you all the information you need about your Wilderness. So we've got the trunk open. Of course, as I mentioned, you have your key fob. The buttons on your key fob. The top button is going to be your lock button. The logo itself is unlock. So if you press that once, it's going to unlock your driver's door. If you double click, it'll unlock all doors. In addition, the bottom button here, that is going to be your trunk release. So if you press and hold until it beeps, that's going to open your power tailgate. You can press it again if you want to stop the opening or closing, and press again to kind of resume the motion. You also can treat the back tailgate like a door. So if you have your proximity key in your pocket, you can walk up and you can unlock and open the trunk, even if the doors are locked. On the back of the key, if you push in the silver tab, then you can pull out from the bottom a physical key. So if your battery is ever dead and you're needing to get your car boosted, then you can get in, pop the hood, have your car boosted, and you're going to be on the road again. As I mentioned, this wilderness is right off at transport, so I am set up out here in our parking lot to get this video done because some content just can't wait, right? But while we're back at the trunk, we're going to talk about some of the things and the features in the trunk. I did come across the owner's manual, and yes, you still get a physical copy of an owner's manual. Inside that, it is going to have your owner's manual, the maintenance schedule, as well as your warranty booklets. Now I'll be able to get up and I'm going to show you some of the features and controls in the trunk space. Welcome to the trunk of a not even really unwrapped car. So, Forester Wilderness, as I mentioned, the bumper step pad is standard from factory. The car also comes with branded rubber floor mats standard. The cargo area tray also standard. And in this package, those are the the plate mounts. You do have a few extra features. So back here, these hooks can be like shopping bag hooks. That lever there, that's a one-touch fold down. So you can reach up and you can fold down the back seats without having to go around and unhook from that little tab right there. So you've got the one-touch fold downs on both sides. You also have a 12-volt adapter. And underneath the floor deck, this is going to give you a full-size spare tire on a factory wheel. I will move some things and be able to show you that. Here we go. Spare tire, jack, all of that fun stuff. Then there is your little liner, little hidey spot, and then your floor deck. The cargo area cover is also standard, and it is like a tension bar. If you are wanting to pop that out, you just pull back and you can pop it out. You can also store that under the floor deck of the Forester. For closing the trunk and functionality, you do have these two buttons. One is to the right, is closing your trunk, and the one to the left, that would be to close the trunk and lock all your doors. Proximity key. The ease of access is that when you walk up to your car, you can grab the door handle. Those two beeps mean that the door is unlocked. Also, when you finish driving, you can get out and do a quick swipe right across the door handle, and one beep means that the door is locked. Your other options for locking and unlocking are, of course, off of your key fob or through the MySubaru app that you're getting free for 3 years. Taking a little look through the interior, you have the embossed Subaru Wilderness here. This is the StarTac, so this is your soft touch, water-resistant polyurethane seating. You've got the anodized copper stitching, the same anodized copper runs as your accent color throughout, and as I mentioned, fresh off the truck. So I've only unwrapped a little bit of the vehicle. But as you see, this is the styling of the previous generation of Forester, so it is more analog. If you are looking for an analog vehicle, get the 25 Forester Wilderness. But now I'm going to be able to hop inside and we'll take you through all the controls on the inside of your new Forester. Let's talk about seat controls. I don't know how many people have no idea if they have lumbar support or not, and this is truly one of the ways that you can make your vehicle the most comfortable for you for long drives. So, 10-way power adjust seat. Let me go through what they do. This front long bar is going to be up, down, back, forward, all of your basic movements, and it also can adjust the thigh support, so you can have it more neutral or lift up and give you more support. This vertical bar, this is going to be for the back controls, so the angle of your seating position, and back here, that's your lumbar support. So this round dial is going to have a raised in the front and in the back position. So if you push the one that is towards the front, it is going to increase your lumbar support. So that is the support here at your low back. If you push towards the back, that's the direction the support's going to move, and it's going to go back into a more neutral position. Now we can get into some buttons. Well, I tried to park the car where ideally we're going to be in the lee side of the wind, and for now it seems to have worked. These are the buttons and controls that are to the left of your driver side. So steering wheel, door right here, you're hanging out in the doorway. So we've got 2 rows of buttons. With the generation change, a lot of these moved into the big screen. So I'm going to get a little refresh for myself. Top row, going from the door to the middle. This is your power tailgate opening, so push and hold till it beeps. Again, to open, pause, or close the trunk. This button, SRH, so that's your steering responsive headlights. If you want to turn them off, I don't know why you would, but you have the option to turn off your steering responsive headlights. Those are the ones that if you're driving somewhere like twisty and turny, your headlights are turning around the corners with you. To me, it means that you're going to be able to see a deer or a moose in the ditch before it's coming up to meet you. There is a memory tailgate setting. In a couple of my other videos, I've gone through how there's the memory tailgate in the Forester. In the new design, you have to go through a menu and a submenu. This one, if you push it in, then that turns on the memory tailgate setting. If you haven't set an opening distance, because perhaps you have a low ceiling in your garage and you don't want the trunk to open fully, or maybe you're vertically challenged and you don't want to be able to have to reach on your tippy toes to close your trunk. Either way, when you push this in, then there is a procedure for setting that, and I'll show you as we go through the walkthrough. But when it is pushed out flush, it means you're going to have full tailgate opening. This dial here is the brightness for your gauge cluster, so it is set at the brightest setting. You can always dim it down for whatever your comforts are, because it's your car. Down here, this is turning off your traction control. If you're going to go do some donuts, and we know you are, then you can turn off your traction control. It will allow your wheels to spin. This is your auto start stop. So this is the A with the arrow around it. This is the feature that is a green initiative as far as fuel savings. So if it is within the optimal conditions, you get to a stoplight, can turn your engine off. When this is enacted, it can save you up to 10% on fuel costs. Some people hate it. So if you decide to turn it off, it'll be off for that drive. It will default back into the on position when you restart. This one here is going to be turning off your blind spot detection. So again, that is the lights in your side mirrors. I don't know why you'd want to turn off, but if you want to, you can. Below here, there's a fuse panel, and then your hood release is tucked back here a little farther than you might expect. With the Forester for 2024 and newer, of course, you don't have a fuel release. So it is the push-pop release on the passenger side. When your doors are unlocked, then you can simply push and open that fuel door, and this vehicle is rated for an 87 octane of fuel. How are you doing so far? Are you having so much fun? Hopefully you're learning at least a little bit. This is going to make your pickup day just a little bit smoother. This is also going to give you a reference to go back because there's a lot you're going to do picking up your new Forester. And after you drive it for a little bit, maybe this will help you dig into features a little bit more. We're moving over to the steering wheel now. All right, the left side of your steering wheel, this is about your stereo controls and your hands-free. The toggle right here is your volume up and down. The arrows at the top, that's going to be skipping forward preset radio stations, tracks on your music, and that lines up with source, being your FM, AM, Sirius XM. The info button is going to be adjusting what is displayed up on this upper infotainment screen. I will power up the vehicle and we'll be able to go through that. But for info, it is just a push and scroll through the 6 to 7 different option screens up on the 6.3-inch screen. Down here, there is to answer a phone call, voice controls, or to hang up. There is also 2 arrows and an I set button that are tucked in behind kind of the 7 o'clock position of your steering wheel. When your car is running, you've got your digital speedometer here, and then you can use the arrows to flip through other menu options. And navigating through those menus up and down is to, I guess, get to the right option. And your I set button is like an enter or an OK button. I'll never advise you to try and make fast changes when you're going into this because we have changed it for a reason. It's a little bit more cumbersome, not the most intuitive. So never be in a rush when you're wanting to make these adjustments, but definitely we'll go through what those screens are. Behind the left side of your wheel, you do have paddle shifters right here. So I don't think they get used all that much, but if you were to go into manual mode, then this is going to let you gear down, or on the right-hand side is gear up, that you can manually make your gear changes. You also have your lights here. So they are set on auto. That means that you're going to have your daytime running lights during the day, headlights will automatically turn on, and everything will power down when you're finished. There's the little twist dial to the inside. If you turn that up, that is going to turn on your fog lights, and that'll also power down when you're finished. If you're in auto and you go into your high beams, that's this way, pull it back for your low beams. Also, we certainly don't want to miss the amount of adjustability on a Subaru wheel. So your tilt and telescoping wheel, which you can go up, down, in, out, all over the place. Let me show you where that is. Again, functionality is all about this. And when you want to be adjusting it, it is the left side of your wheel directly underneath. So left thumb, pull down. That's going to allow you to make your adjustments, and then pull it back up to lock it in. I do want to take a second and let's just marvel on one of the features that makes people fall in love with a Forester all the time, and it is the openness. A giant sunroof, and you are literally sitting in a fishbowl. Nothing on the market has as much window as this. Let's keep going with your steering wheel. The right side of your wheel, this is all of your adaptive cruise control. So once you want to enable cruise is here, toggle down to set or up to resume. And these are going to increase or decrease what you want to have as your safe following distance. I think of it as one line is roughly equivalent to a car length, so it can override your speed and keep you the appropriate distance from the vehicle in front of you. You can go up to 4 lines and down to 1 with your adaptive cruise. This feature is your lane centering. So your lane departure warning is always on. That's going to be if you drift out of your lane going up to 65 kilometers an hour, it's going to give you a little pop-up and a lane departure warning there. If you're using your cruise and you opt in to the lane centering, then that means that when it can read both sides of the lane markings, it's going to make more active steering adjustments so you're not drifting either side out of the lane. Again, you opt into this, and it works only with your adaptive cruise control. English just left me. Below that are your drive modes. So I is intelligent, that is your eco mode, that is your default. If you choose to go into the sport sharp mode, it's going to feel a lot more fun. It is going to make it feel more peppy, go through your gears a little bit more quickly. When you turn the car off, turn it back on, it's going to go back into intelligent mode. And I will always caution that fun has a cost, and that's going to impact your fuel efficiency. Back here, we've got your heated steering wheel. So you pull it towards you, you'll get a little orange light right there. Heats up in less than a minute. And Subaru steering wheel, the top section here doesn't heat up. Looking in behind to the right side of your wheel, this is your wipers. So down is intermittent, low, and high. This is your variable speed for your intermittent. And the twist at the end here, this is going to be your back wiper and washer. Now, the Forester was our first vehicle that had the back window washer, also rinsing off your backup camera. So that's a game changer. Here, of course, is your start button as well, just in case I haven't mentioned it, or maybe you're not familiar with push button start. As I mentioned, this one is fresh. We've got 7 kilometers. We have effectively no gas. And I just wanted to also show that you have the anodized copper gauge cluster, which is a wilderness-specific feature. Now, when I was talking about the arrows and the I set button that's at the 7 o'clock position, this is what you can scroll through for other settings. Trip meter, distance till empty. That is the time and distance saved from the auto start stop. And you can go into a settings screen. It's going to be mad at me right now because, of course, no gas. And no washer fluid. The vehicle hasn't been PDI'd yet. So you can go here and it'll take you through screen settings, warning volume, give you a better view, rear seat reminder, eyesight. So this is just all of your adaptability options. And then you can get back to your digital speedometer. The other screen I mentioned was your upper display. So this is the 6.3-inch upper display. This is the one controlled by the info button. So clock and time, you can go into more settings. This will be your elevation or your incline or decline, common gauges, weather. Oh, yep, still New York, hasn't been PDI'd. Radio station and trip meters, distance till empty. Part of the method to my madness of actually doing this video outside is it's smoking hot. The delivery bays were full. Service is too loud. And this way I can actually have the car running and enjoy the air conditioning while I give you the video. Seem to stack up. Now we can go over your infotainment screen. So this is your home button, which is here, and you also have a physical button here. So for your phone, you're going to want to connect. Yes. You're going to go into your Bluetooth, enable it, and then you're going to be searching for Subaru BT. When that pops up, you're going to see a PIN number that you can confirm, and then you just say yes, yes, yes to everything. For this vehicle, you do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They are a wired connection, and I will show you where you're going to be plugging that in as we go through the process. Subaru Starlink, this is a button that does nothing in Canada. So what I usually do is I get rid of it. Nobody needs that because you have the remote start and emergency services that's offered through the MySubaru app. So that's going to be when you're connected and subscribed, this MySubaru button will give you connect to the dealership to be able to book an appointment, connect to roadside assistance, or connect to the concierge. Your settings screen is going to take you through functionality just on the display, your sound, your phone, and then in your vehicle, this is where you can adjust the time, your lock settings, your one-touch lane change, your keyless entry system. For example, when you walk up to the car, only the driver's door unlocks. Maybe you have a lot of people that are always going to be in the vehicle with you, and maybe you want to adjust it so that it is all doors unlocking. Again, it's your car. We're just going to start off with what we think is the most cautious and most safe approach. One thing that's great about this display screen as well is you do have physical buttons that kind of match up with everything. Your radio, you've got AM, FM, you have 3 months free of Sirius XM. You do have a volume dial, a tuning dial, and when you dial into a program that you want, I'm just going to pick something. I'm going to get a little oldies. Press and hold, and then pushing your volume dial will also mute your radio. This is so nice and intuitive. It's not overcomplicated. You can swipe, and when you connect your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, then your phone is going to mirror up onto the car screen, and you're probably going to be feeling very familiar with that functionality as well. As we drop down below the infotainment screen, here is your climate controls. So the fan control is here. This is also to turn whether you're recirculating the air or bringing in fresh air. This is your on and off for the whole HVAC system. And this is the full auto setting. So if you wanted to set it for 20 degrees and put on full auto, then that means it's going to heat or cool whatever it needs to do to get you that temperature. Air conditioning button here, and max air conditioning over here. Mode is going to be where the air is blowing. So one thing that is interesting with this layout, I'm going to pan you back, because if you look up here, when we make adjustments, then you can see that it pops up on that upper screen. So all you need to learn is what these dials do. And then you're always going to be closer to keeping your eyes on the road when you can watch the upper display instead of looking all the way down here. Your mode, as I said, you'll be able to see on the little guy there, it's cycling through all the options of where the air is blowing. The dial to the right is going to be your passenger climate control. And then if you push in the top, this is your back defrost. Nope, front defrost. This is your back defrost and your heated mirrors. And you can choose to sync if you want, and that will have everybody at the same temperature as the driver wants. Right above here, this is your four-way flashers, your hazard lights. If we tuck down into the little cubby below the screen, then you can see you've got your two USB ports and your auxiliary plug. So when you're going to be using your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, you do want to ensure you're using a good quality phone cord, because rarely is there an issue with either the phone or the car. If there is connectivity issues, it's almost always coming from the cord. So try a few and you'll usually solve the problem. Going below, this is your gear shift, your heated seats. So you've got driver side, passenger side. This is your view. So if you push that in, then we go to your front bumper mounted camera. That's going to work up to 20 kilometers an hour. So it's great for parking. It's great for winter driving. You've got lots of functionality with that. And you just push it again to turn it off. Or if you're driving, you go faster than 20, it'll get out of there. Back to your regular screens. This is your electronic parking brake. So you pull it up to set. You do have to have your foot on the brake and push down to release. And right beside it is another brake. So that is AVH, Auto Vehicle Hold. The idea is if you were, say, at a stoplight on a steep hill, when you take your foot from the brake and you're going to the gas, your car could roll backwards. So AVH means that it will keep you in place. When you get to a stop, you could take your foot off the brake, and that's going to hold you in that place until your foot goes on the gas to release it. Wilderness is going to have your dual stage X mode. So if you turn the dial to the left, that's going to be your dirt and snow setting. So if you think of the back lane hasn't been cleared, there's been a bunch of snow and you're not sure if you're getting stuck because nobody has had giant pickup trucks go down and clear the way, you go into your dirt and snow setting. That is going to work up to 40 kilometers an hour. It's going to move power to whichever wheel has traction. And when you get out onto the main road, it's just going to kick you back into your regular all-wheel drive. If you go to the right, we're getting serious now. Deep snow and mud. This is if you are on a looser surface and the vehicle is sinking down into it. It's going to allow the wheels to spin. Still has that cutoff at 40 kilometers an hour, and it'll take you back into your regular all-wheel drive. You also can push to go back into normal all-wheel drive. Wilderness specific though, if you go higher than 40, it gets you back into your all-wheel drive and it puts your X mode in standby. So then if you are decelerating and you drop down below 35 kilometers an hour, it's automatically going to kick your X mode back in. This is how Wilderness can really get you set for actual off-road adventures. Your Wilderness is not only aiming towards your off-road experience, because you do have this amazing comfort feature, which is the HomeLink mirror. So this is auto dimming. You have the digital compass, and you've got 3 buttons here that you can pair a garage door opener to. So if you're wanting to pair a garage door opener, push and hold till that's blinking. Take your clicker for your garage door opener, hold it so they can pair. If this light goes to green, you're good. If it goes to a flashing green, then it means you can pair, but you're going to have to use the main unit of your garage door opener. If we go up a little more, then we're going into the controls that are by your head. So this is your MySubaru, so your SOS. If you do get an accident, you can hit that, connect to an operator, and they can dispatch you emergency services. The concierge, that is, hang on, it's smoking hot in here. The concierge is going to be able to give you directions. Say you are driving somewhere you're not familiar with, you're low on gas, you want directions to a gas station, boop that. Through the stereo speakers, you'll get connected to an operator and they'll be able to bounce off your location and help you out. This will be to turn off your lane departure warning. This one is to turn off your pre-collision braking. This is your sunroof control, so you push to the back when you want it to go back, push to the front when you want it to go front. This slider will control your map lights, whether they're on or off when you open the door, and then you've got a sunglass storage compartment. Now, if you're already through this and you're looking for extra things that you can do before you're coming to pick up your new Wilderness, feel free to download the MySubaru app, because that will be one of the things that we get done as you're coming in and picking up the new vehicle. We'll get that temporary password sent to you. We'll get it all up and running. We'll also do a test to make sure that your app is communicating with your car. We'll get your phones connected, make sure you're all comfortable with everything. We're going to send you off for a great experience. So now we can keep on going through your vehicle. Having to get a little bit more imaginative, as something I thought filmed didn't. In the back seat of the vehicle, the doors open wide for a Forester. You've got a lot of space for getting in. You also have, if you look back here, tucked in behind the seat belt, you've got this little loop, and that is going to be the back adjustment. So you've got 3 different points of adjustability for your back seat for reclining. And you also, Forester Wilderness, you've got USB-A, 2 charging ports, and you do have the back venting. Front seat pockets, and as I mentioned, the Forester Wilderness, of course, does have the branded rubber floor mats that'll be throughout the vehicle. And you're never going to be missing out on having, still tucked away, the center armrest with the 2 cup holders, and you do have a bottle holder in each of the back doors as well. In going through and recapping the things that I promised to show you, I hadn't gone over the memory tailgate. So when you push that in, we're going to go to the back now, and I'll show you how to set it. When you have that memory tailgate button pushed in, when you open the tailgate, the default will be a 1/4 tailgate opening. That's not enough to do anything. So what you're going to do is you're going to manually adjust it to the height that you want. Say it's like this. You've got a really low garage to go to. When you have the setting that you want, you're going to come back and you're going to hold both of these buttons until you hear a loud beep. That long beep means that it's set. So let's test it out. We'll close it. And then we'll reopen. And oh look, magic. It's taken to the memory tailgate opening that we've set. And if you want it to go back to a full tailgate opening, you're just going to come back to the vehicle, and remember your button is right here. Push to disable it, and then you will see you get back to your full tailgate opening. It's a common way that people can reach out thinking there's something wrong with their vehicle, and it's often you've just bumped this button. Do you feel that you've learned a lot about your new Forester Wilderness? Boy, I hope so. It's been my pleasure to go through the features and controls. And I think, if you wait, you're going to see maybe someone else's new cars just coming in behind me. It is a great day to be having another transport coming in. Thanks for taking the time to go through all the exterior as well as interior features of your new 2025 Forester Wilderness. My name again is Allison Fenton, and I work here at Jim Pattison Subaru South in windy Winnipeg, and I want to be your go-to Subaru gal. I've got my phone number here, so I would encourage you, reach out if you have any questions going forward. Maybe you want to know more about a certain feature, or maybe you have questions about something else in our Subaru lineup. Don't hesitate to give me a call. But again, my name is Allison. Here's the Forester Wilderness today, and welcome to the family.